Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to today's coverage of some Prune Packer baseball right here on YouTube. Hello, friends. Jacob Van Roekel joined alongside Ryan Moffett for game number 40 of this summer season for your Prune Packers. And, folks, as you can see on the screen in front of you, we are going to have to go radio style for today's game because the camera equipment was giving us some problems. And instead of going back and forth, we're just going to keep it consistent. So get ready for one afternoon of a whole lot of talking. Ryan, I know you're more than capable.
No, I'm not actually. It'll be a struggle. We'll see how the vocal cords hold up for me. We'll see how it goes, though. I'm excited for a good game today.
It is the final PEL game of this 2025 summer campaign. Good news, the Prune Packers, they've done their work early. They have clinched a number one seed. It's going to come down to who are they going to play in the championship series coming up really in just a handful of days. Will it be the Potters or will it be the Crabs? Ryan, have you got the breakdown for the fans of how that two seed is going to line up?
Yeah, I'm horrible at seeding, but I believe that if the Crabs, or excuse me, the Potters win tonight, they lock it up. So they're about one win away from punching their ticket to a second straight championship appearance against the Packers. And the Crabs, they're just hoping for the Potters to lose a couple games so they can get right back in it and possibly get a championship appearance for themselves.
Yeah, the Crabs can't be too happy with the Prune Packers. Prune Packers beat them when they needed the win themselves, and then the Prune Packers needed to beat the Potters for the Crabs, and they didn't do that. Lost a couple games to Lincoln Potters. We're not going to get into any strategy going on there. It was just a straight up loss for the Pack. On the mound, getting the start in the final game of this PEL campaign, Michael Quedens ready to take on the righty Dalen Ship representing Sacramento Community College. So lefty on the mound for the Pack, standing at 6'1", 195 pounds, comes, sets, and fires the first pitch high for ball one as we get started here in Healdsburg at 5:58 p.m. local time. The righty right fielder Dalen Ship ahead in the count 1-0 as Quaidance begins the delivery. Misses high upstairs once more. 86-mile-an-hour fastball. Ship hitting 200 on the year, one home run, 11 RBIs. Ahead in the count 2-0. Quedens glove at the belt and delivers. Off speed in there, called strike one as it catches the very bottom of the zone. Straight up defense behind the lefty Quedens. Wind blowing out towards straightaway center field here in Healdsburg. 2-1 pitch. Downstairs, ball three. Went back with the breaking ball that time, missed the bottom of the zone. Quedens behind in the count. 3-1 to Dalen Ship. Tyler Crudo standing on deck. The lefties 3-1. Upstairs, ball four. 5-pitch walk to start the game to Dalen Ship. Quedens so far on the season, 1-0 record in 8 1/3 innings of work, 3.24 ERA, a strikeout machine, 16 Ks, just 2 walks in those 8 1/3 innings. So he will be out of the stretch as the righty third baseman Tyler Crudo comes up to the plate. The Dalen Ship standing on first after the leadoff walk. Crudo hitting .343, coming out of Sonoma State University. Their baseball program, of course, closed after this spring campaign. Crudo looking for a new home as he awaits the first pitch here from Quedens. This is outside for ball one. Quedens trying to find the zone with Hideki Prather catching balls and strikes once more in this game. We'll get you the rest of the defense after this Crudo at bat. The 1-0 pitch outside again as the left-hander has missed arm side through the first batter and a half here in the ball game. Another 2-0 count. Tyler Crudo ready in the righty batter's box. Quedens close stance on the mound, fires a 2-0. Catches the outer half. Strike one called. So identical start to the Dalen Ship at bat. 2-0 count goes to 2-1 on a strike pretty much down the middle. Quedens ready, his 2-1. This one catches the inside edge for strike 2 called. Count evens up. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Tyler Crudo. Ship standing on first with a modest lead. The pitch. Swinging a line drive right at the shortstop, Cade Campbell, who makes the grab in the air and throws over to first. But Dalen Ship slides in safely for a hard hit, but out number 1 here in the top of the first.
Yeah, great play right there. I mean, Campbell didn't have to move much, but a great reaction time over there at shortstop to catch it and fire it back to first.
1 gone on the Crudo lineout brings up the lefty designated hitter Wyatt Davis. So lefty on lefty, Quiddens is set and delivers. Misses the top of the zone for ball 1. Davis representing University of San Francisco, hitting .267 this summer with 3 home runs and 17 RBIs. 1-0 pitch. Low and away for ball 2. Let's quickly get you to defense. Outfield left to right, Savateri, Souza, Leopard. Around the horn, DiGiorno, Campbell, Martinez, and Ladahoff, with Prather catching balls and strikes from Quiddens, who's behind in the count 2-0 once more. The pitch. Swinging a line drive foul down the first baseline. Wyatt Davis well out in front of an 84-mile-an-hour heater. Campbell and Martinez in double play depth for the Prune Packers, looking to turn 2 and end the side here in the top of the first. Dalen Ship standing on first base after a leadoff walk. 2-1 pitch. Misses the outside edge. Or actually catches the outside edge. Friendly call there for Quiddens, and the count evens up at 2-2. Quiddens comes set at the belt line and fires a 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. High slider that Wyatt Davis was just over the top of, and he's down on strikes for out number 2.
Yeah, great job right there. It looks like Quaden's starting to find his rhythm and get his flow going for today's start.
Yeah, shaky start. 5 balls in the first 6 pitches, but looking to put up a 0 in the top of the first. Zach Goldenberg due up as the cleanup catcher. Quiddens is ready. The opening pitch and the at-bat. Swing and the miss. Change up at 79 over the lower outer edge to the righty catcher. Goldenberg hitting .276 with 4 long balls and 13 RBIs. Quiddens is ready. The 0-1. Right down Broadway for strike 2 called. And Michael Quiddens, for the first time all game, is ahead in the count, and it's 0-2 on Goldenberg with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Quiddens in set. The 0-2. Called strike 3, catches the inside half, and Goldenberg goes down looking to retire the side. 2 Ks for Quiddens after a leadoff walk, puts a 0 up on the board. Pack coming up to bat when we're back. We welcome you back here to Healdsburg for the bottom of the first inning. A 0 put up on the board by Michael Quiddence in the top of the first inning. Ryan, run us through the batting order for the
Yeah,
Packers.
leadoff guy Antonelli Salvatore with a great 328 batting average, followed by Max Martinez, Alex Leopard, Cade Ladahoff, Hideki Prather, and the new guy Drake DiGiorno, who's had a great hot start, and then Jake McCoy, Cade Campbell, and 9-batter Jay Souza, who has been great in that 9 spot for the Packers recently.
Yeah, we'll see Souza hopefully here sooner rather than later. Antonelli Salvatore, as mentioned, ready to lead things off with the righty Cameron Castor set. His first pitch, swinging a fly ball left field. Torres ranging back 30 feet shy to track, makes the grab on his run to the left for a 1-pitch, 1-out start. So the recent Houston transfer, Antonelli Salvatore, retired for out number 1, and it brings up Max Martinez, batting near the bottom of the order yesterday, had himself a 2-for-4 performance, and as a reward is batting in the 2-hole. The first pitch, swinging a fly ball left field. This one hit better. Torres looking up at the wall, and this one's gone. Max Martinez, a line drive home run onto University Streets, and the Pack strike first and a 1-0 lead.
And we talked about it before the game, Jacob. Packers offense has been getting off to slow starts recently, but complete opposite right there for Max Martinez.
I wonder how much of that confidence by Coach Gomes impacted his decision to swing first pitch and drive it out of the yard. Because batting out of the 2-hole is a tough job to do in this Pack lineup. Martinez does all he can with a round trip back home. Pack on top 1-0, and it brings up the lefty right fielder Alex Leopard. Castor set, the pitch. Swing and a fly ball right field. Leopard turns on this one, sends Ship back to the track, and it one hops over the wall for a ground rule double. 3 pitches, 3 swings, and Leopard standing on second. Hot bats here, Ryan.
I mean, one guy, Max Martinez, hits a home run right after that. Leopard looks like he's trying to challenge him and go for a home run of his own in right field, but thankfully for the Mudcats, it lands inside playable territory, but bounces over, of course.
Yeah, Leopard might have hit that one farther than Martinez' home run because left field here is about 290, right field 350. Runner on second for Cade Ladahoff, playing first base, batting cleanup. Cameron Castor to be out of the stretch for the first time this afternoon. The righty looks back at second base and now fires home. Swinging a ground ball over to third. Crudo picks it off the turf, fires over to first in time for out number 2, and Alex Leopard forced to hold at second base. Does Prather take a pitch here, Ryan?
I mean, after seeing your teammates be so aggressive and be so successful too, I don't know, but he might try to feel out the pitcher here and establish himself in the box.
Castor has been throwing first pitch strikes, so the Packers are swinging at good pitches. First pitch to Prather just catches the outside edge. A very friendly call there for Castor on the mound. 2-3 record on the year, 5.81 ERA, 13 strikeouts in 20 innings of work. The righty comes set on the mound. The 0-1 pitch, swinging a foul behind home plate, and a count runs to 0-2. Prather hitting .313 on the year, hunting his first home run, does have 10 RBIs. Single should score Alex Leopard standing on second base after a double. Pack on top, 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Castor toes the rubber and fires an 0-2. Swinging a line drive, right center field, dropping quickly. Ramos isn't going to make it there as this one gets all the way to the wall. In to score comes Leopard around first, digging for second is Prather, and he makes it standing on a 2-out opposite field RBI double.
Oh boy, this could be a long game here for the Mudcats with the way the Packers offense is coming out today.
On an 0-2 pitch, that one had some good movement glove side for the righty Castor, and it spun out of the zone, but Prather just stuck out the barrel, made good contact, and it rolled all the way to the right center wall outside the reach of the center fielder Ramos and the right fielder Ship. Takes us to Drake DiGiorno. The first pitch he sees, misses upstairs for ball one. Ryan, you mentioned the new guy. This is his fourth game as a Pack. 3 for 13, 3 for 11, that is, so far with a walk. Castor set, his 1-0. Just misses the inside edge for ball two. DiGiorno playing third base, batting sixth. Trying to keep the hot bats alive here in the bottom of the first. 3 extra base hits already for Healdsburg, and they boast a 2-0 lead. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swinging a fly ball, right field, in comes Ship, and he's going to make the leaping grab on the run to retire the side. So, a solo home run by Martinez, an RBI double by Prather to score Leopard, puts the Packers on top 2-0 after one complete here at Rec Park. Welcome back, friends, for the top of the second inning. Michael Quiddens back on the mound, ready for his second inning of work. And Ryan, he's pitching with now a 2-0 lead after a strong bottom of the first.
Yeah, we saw him struggle with accuracy and just control to begin his first inning, but once he caught stride, he was the best of the best, and a great start from him. 2 strikeouts, like you said. Impressive work.
Leading off the second, Brett Haggerty, the righty first baseman. The first pitch misses arm side for ball one, and that was the miss to start the top of the first inning. Fastball is missing away to righties. Quaidance ready, the 1-0. Catches the top of the zone for strike one called. The off speed has had more success than the fastball so far. Quaidance working fast, his 1-1. Right down the middle, strike two called with a heater at 86. So the lefty not blowing anyone away with the velocity, but when he can find the corners, he's successful. His 1-2, swing and a miss. Nasty changeup, works away from the righty and he can't hold back. And Haggerty down on strikes, the third of the game for Quaidance.
Great work right there. And you talked about him painting the corners. That's what he's done to get these successful strikeouts. Just beautiful job by him, making these batters swing and miss on pitches that are just outside the zone.
Quaidance sets and fires the first pitch. Outside ball one to Kevin Parker, representing Texas Southern University. The righty shortstop hitting .233 with a couple home runs. Quaidance's 1-0 swing and a foul right by the on-deck circle where Trevor Lesperance able to get out of the way. Count evens up at 1-1 with one gone here in the top of the second inning. Quaidance comes out of the windup and fires. 1-1 just misses the upper outer edge. Kevin Parker goes ahead in the count. 2 balls and a strike. Second baseman Max Martinez with his feet in the outfield grass. Everyone else straight up. The 2-1 pitch, swinging a high pop-up shallow center field. In comes Souza. Campbell with a shortstop goes back. and he's going to make the grab 40 feet deep into the outfield grass for out number 2. So after a nice play by Campbell, there's 2 gone in the second, brings up Trevor Lesperance, another righty in the lineup, the 7-hole second baseman, 4 for 12 on the year in his limited sample size. Quedens ready out of the windup, the pitch. Catches the outside edge for strike 1 called. So Michael Quedens looking for a quick game here. He's not taking too much time as his 0-1 pitch misses the lower inside edge. He's ready for the bats to come up in the bottom of the inning. 1-1 count on Lesperance, the pitch. In tight once more with the breaking ball at 79. Lesperance ahead, 2 balls and a strike to Quedens. 2 gone here in the top of the second inning. The lefty fires, swinging a foul to the fence behind home, and the count runs even at 2-2. Bottom of the order coming up for the Pack once we arrive in the bottom of the second inning. Nobody aboard with 2 gone. Quedens is set, the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball down the third baseline. Backhand snag by DiGiorno. Fires over to first to retire the side. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno as he carries out his duty in retiring the side on a nice 5-3 putout. We head to the bottom of the second with the Pack still on top, 2-0. Prune Packers off to a nice start as we take you to the bottom of the second inning where they lead 2-0. McCoy, Campbell, Souza. 7, 8, 9 batters due up in the home half of the second inning. The righty Jake McCoy hitting .277, ready to take on Cameron Castor for her second inning of work. Gave up 3 extra base hits in the first. Castor comes set, the pitch. Swing and a miss on a looped-in breaking ball at 63. A near ephus from Castor to get ahead, 0-1 on McCoy. The righty's 0-1. Misses outside with a fastball at 78. 1 home run for McCoy, 17 RBIs so far for the Spartan out of San Jose. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a foul behind home on another breaking ball at 64. We didn't see any of those in the bottom of the first inning, but Castor looking for something new in the second. His 1-2. Low and away to even up the count at 2-2. As the breaking ball spun below the zone, McCoy with a good take. Castor comes set on the mound. His 2-2 pitch. Swinging a line drive up the middle on the ground. Lesperance at second. Fields it to his right and throws over to first in time to retire McCoy for out number 1. So more of a weak ground ball up the middle for McCoy that gave Lesperance just enough time to run to his right and make the play really right on the second base bag for out number 1. And it takes us to Cade Campbell, the Berkeley Bear, hitting .308 on the year so far. The righty's pitch, check swing foul ball. Owen won the count on Cade Campbell, hitting .306 with 24 RBIs. Castor comes set. The 0-1 offering. Swinging a line drive right center field, slicing away from Ramos, who goes back, stops, and makes the grab 30 feet in front of the wall in center for allowed out number 2. Quick 2 gone here in the second. Jace Souza steps up to bat as the 9-hole center fielder. Ryan, you said pregame that Souza has been finding success batting out of this 9-hole slot. Let's see what the lefty can do here. Swings on the first pitch, tattoos this one deep to right field. Ship back just shy of the track, makes the grab near the right field foul pole as Jace Souza was just underneath that pitch, hunting his 4th home run of the year. Instead, a 1-2-3 bottom of the second for Castor, but the Prune Packers still on top, 2-0 entering the third. Welcome back, Prune Packer fans, for the top of the third inning. Coming up for the visiting Mudcats. 8-9-1, beginning with the lefty left fielder, Joseph Torres, a man hunting his first home run of summer ball, batting .222 from the left side. And the lefty, Michael Quedens, back on the mound for his third inning of work. 3 strikeouts, no hits given up so far.
Yeah, Torres, he came into yesterday with a low batting average, was able to get it back up with some nice hits.
First pitch on the way from Quedens, high and in tight, ball 1. Fastball at 84, spins Torres out of the box for a moment before coming reset. Quedens toes the rubber and deals a 1-0. Swinging a foul ball down the first baseline. Count evens up at 1-1 on the 8-hole left fielder out of Sac Community College. Quedens gets the call and fires a 1-1. Swing and a miss. Torres out in front of a good breaking ball at 73. We've seen Quedens hovering around 79 with that slider, but drops it down to 73, gets Torres out in front. Quedens 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He did it again. 73-mile-an-hour slider in the dirt. Torres can't hold back, and he's down on strikes for out number 1.
Man, I mean, Quedens, dominance today. This early struggles, I was thinking, ooh, this might be a long day for him. He might get pulled early, but since then, he has been nearly flawless.
One away for Rolando Ramos, the righty center fielder. First pitch, swing and a foul the other way for strike 1. Quedens starting to realize that he is him, and he's just throwing strikes to get ahead in the count and then using his nasty stuff for the strikeout. The 0-1 pitch. Downstairs, ball 1 with a changeup at 80. 4 strikeouts for Quedens in 2 1/3 already. 1-1 the count on Ramos. The pitch, swing and a miss. Back to the changeup, bottom of the zone, and Ramos swings right over the top. And he goes behind in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Straight up defense for the Packers, infield and outfield. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Outside fastball that Ramos chases. 5th K of the game for Quedens, and 2 gone in the third.
Dare I say, Quedens might be on his way to a player of the game performance. I know Martinez had that home run. It's very early, but if he continues this up, I mean, Coach Gomes won't be able to pull him.
Well, he averages 2 Ks an inning. He's already got that here in the third. Back up to the top we go with Dalen Ship. Walk to start the ball game. The first pitch in tight. Ball 1. In the top of the first, Ship walked on 5 pitches but would go no farther. And Quiddens has retired 9 straight batters as we head back up to the leadoff right fielder. Head in the count 1-0. The pitch on the way. Upstairs for ball 2. This is exactly how the game was started. Quiddens got behind 2-0 and threw a strike down the middle before walking Ship 2 pitches later. Can he find the zone here as the lefty fires a 2-0 pitch? Just misses the bottom of the zone. Close pitch doesn't go Quiddens' way. Ship ahead 3-0. Tyler Crudo standing on deck for the Solano Mudcats, sitting at 5-20 in the PEL this year. 3-0 pitch catches the middle of the zone for strike 1 called. Prune Packers 21-5 in the PEL. They've locked up the 1 seed and will host the championship series for games 1 and 3 if necessary. A 3-1 swing and a miss. Ship swings over the top of a changeup at 79 that would have caught the bottom of the zone, and the count runs full. Quiddens has started the third with back-to-back swinging strikeouts, hoping to do it himself here in the third inning. The lefty's payoff pitch, swing and a foul, just off the knob of the bat as it goes towards Ship's own dugout. So here's the first bear down moment for Michael Quiddens. The longest at bat of the game so far. Ready for another payoff pitch. Here to Dalen Ship. Head high, ball 4. And Ship walks for the second straight plate appearance and a man aboard here in the third. Tyler Crudo to bat here in the top of the third inning. The third baseman lined out hard to Cade Campbell for the first out of the ball game. On a line drive that started at the chest of Campbell and didn't move much off center. The lefty's first pitch, low and away to Crudo for ball 1. Dalen Ship, not a ton of speed out of the leadoff spot as he takes his modest lead off of first. Quiddens comes sit on the mound. A look at first and now deals a 1-0. Below the zone once more. So far history repeating itself. Quiddens walked Ship the second time around and is behind on Crudo 2-0 once more. Michael Quiddens ready on the mound. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball at 86 over the lower inner edge, and Crudo weaves and misses through it to move the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Prune Packers lead is 2-0. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul the other way. Count runs even on Tyler Crudo. 2-2. Infield shifted slightly to the left. Outfield straight up for the Prune Packers. Quiddens looks at first once more. And now comes home with the 2-2. Swinging a chopper over to the left side. Cade Campbell to shortstop, picks it off the dirt, throws over to second, the short way for the force, and the side is retired. Michael Quiddens, 3 innings of work, 5 Ks, 2 walks, no hits allowed, and the Prune Packers stay on top 2-0, entering their half of the third inning. Peyton Chegalewski on the mound, replacing Cameron Castor after Castor went 2 innings of work, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Chegalewski, 6'4", 180-pounder from Arkansas Pine Bluff. Going into his junior year, ready to face the top of the order with Antonelli Savateri. The lefty swings at the first pitch, drills it high in the air to the right field grass. Ship going back, and he's caught off by Ramos, the center fielder, who makes the grab 5 feet shy of the wall, where there's only a pizza slice of shade out in the outfield grass.
It's an interesting read on the dimensions there. A pizza slice.
Yeah.
I am not sure.
Maybe a Mountain Mike slice. They're pretty skinny.
Yeah, see, they're cheap, so not sponsored.
Not yet. Max Martinez due up. The righty's first pitch spins out of the zone for ball 1. Max Martinez drilled a solo home run in the bottom of the first over the high left field wall to get the pack on the board. The 1-0 pitch, low and away for ball 2 from Chegalewski. Chegalewski comes set. 2-0 offering. Swinging a line drive left center field. This is going to get down for extra bases. One hops all the way to the center field wall. Around first, heading for second is Martinez. He's going to stop there on a stand-up double with 1 gone here in the third. I think Martinez heard your player of the game thoughts there, Mr. Ryan Moffett.
He's right up there in contention with Quaidance. Both of them having an outstanding game there. I mean, we might have a double. We might have a double interview. I'm not sure. Again, it is only the bottom of the third.
Alex Leopard comes up. The lefty right fielder doubled and scored in the first inning. Chegalewski set the first pitch. Catches the outside edge to the lefty for strike 1. Chegalewski on the year 1-2 record, 7.59 ERA in 21 and a third innings of work. 19 strikeouts, 14 walks. Tall righty set, the 0-1. Breaking ball that misses the outside edge to even up the count at 1-1. Leopard scored in the first off a 2-out double by Hideki Prather. And that's the second run of the game put up by the Pack, and they still lead it 2-0 here in the bottom of the third with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. Chegalewski set is 1-1. Spins outside the zone on a nice off-speed movement at 85, but Leopard took it well for ball 2. Wind dangerously pushing out to right field. That's Leopard's sweet spot territory here at Rec Park. Chegalewski's 2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul the other way as Leopard was jammed on a fastball over the inner half. It moves the count even at 2-2. 1 out in the bottom of the third inning. Max Martinez stands at second base after a 1-out double. It's a shortstop Parker holding him off the bag. Chegalewski's 2-2 pitch. Inside ball 3. Count runs full on Alex Leopard. Cade Ladahoff standing on deck for Healdsburg. First base is empty. Leopard, that patented open stance in the box, is set. Chegalewski the same. Here's his payoff. Swing and a foul right behind home plate. Chegalewski's last appearance, he went 4 1/3 at home versus the West Coast Kings. Only gave up 1 earned run on a couple hits and 5 strikeouts. Trying to put down the Pack here in his first relief inning in the bottom of the third, after Cameron Castor went the first 2 and gave up 2 runs on 3 hits. Chegalewski set the 3-2. Swing and a ground ball over to first base. Haggerty picks it off the turf himself and applies the tag on the bag. Over to third base goes Martinez on the unassisted ground ball to the first baseman. Runner on third now with 2 gone for Cade Ladahoff. A cleanup first baseman grounded out to Tyler Crudo. his first time up at third. Righty on righty, the pitch. Swing and a fly ball left field. Ladahov just underneath this one. Torres in left backs up just shy of track to make the grab to retire the side. A near two-run homer for Ladahov to the short porch and left. Instead, the side retired. The one-out double does not do any damage, and the Packers stay on top 2-0 entering the top of the fourth.
Welcome back. It's the top of the fourth here in Healdsburg, and it's Michael Quaidens still on the mound, and Coach Gomes doesn't have a choice. He has to keep him in there. He's had a dominant day so far. I mean, 5 strikeouts. How could you not pull him out?
Got to keep him in.
You could be a coach with that advice.
Keep it simple. Stupid.
Kiss. Great band. So here's Quaidens' first pitch right there, and it'll be a strike. Deciding not to swing on it right there is Wyatt Davis. So count already 0-1. Second pitch in there for strike 2 right down the middle. Does Davis not want to swing?
These are like bullpen tosses, nearly underhand with how vertical they're coming home.
So Quaidens taking it easy on Davis, I guess. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And it'll be a check swing. And the field umpire says he does not go around. So 3 straight pitches, and Davis has watched all of them go by. We'll see if he pulls the trigger on the 1-2. Quaidens fires home, and that gets away from Hideki Prather, and looks like it hit the umpire as he takes off his mask and walks around.
Yeah, got under the glove of Prather and off the right leg of our home plate umpire, who showed a little discomfort, but he's a big, strong guy.
Yeah, wincing in pain. What's the hardest ball you've ever been hit by?
Golf ball clocked in at 112 off the right ankle.
Wow.
Nathan Clanaris, if you're watching, I will never forget that.
That could do some damage.
It did.
Oh, we'll touch on that in a second as it's a 2-2 count for Davis. Quaidens throws it and missing up high. You have to get surgery for that golf ball hit?
No, if I did, the golfers would never get their rap back.
You would sue.
Their rep, yeah.
Quaidens fires and fouled back into the fence. Full count for Wyatt Davis. He's doing a good job staying alive here.
Yeah, you got to battle. You don't know what Quaidens is going to give you. 85 or a blooper in at 68.
We'll see what he goes with on the full count pitch. That pitch right there missing low. So Davis takes his free pass over to first.
Third walk given up by Quaidens already. He does have those 5 Ks, but the free passes haven't hurt him, and let's keep it that way.
Exactly. And now up to the plate, Zach Goldberg looking for his first hit of the day. Struck out looking against Quaidens earlier. And Right there, not looking good. Big swing and a miss. Falls down 0-1. Quaidens fires pitch number 2, and just like that, Goldberg goes around and whiffs on another one. 0-2 count.
Somewhere Trevor Bauer is saying sword.
Exactly. Now that was some nasty work there from Quaidens. Here's the third pitch of the at-bat, missing upstairs. So 1-2 count now. Quaidens shaking off a pitch, and now he's ready to throw. Here it comes. Down low, and looks like got away from Hideki Prather, and Davis will advance. And did that hit the umpire again?
I think it got his other foot.
Oh my goodness, a rough day in the office. I was wondering, he ripped off his mask, and I said, that's still a loose ball. What's going on?
Unfortunate start to the top of the fourth for a home plate umpire.
I don't know. Quaidens isn't going to get many more strike calls if he's just pegging this umpire. So it's a 2-2 count. And there it is, the swing and the miss. Quaidens with strikeout number 6 today.
He came into this game.
You're right, he did come into this game a little slow, but since then he has been nothing but lights out. Had that walk earlier in this inning, but other than that, I mean, just an accurate guy, and this crushed high into the air, out into left field, and underneath it, and caught will be Salvatore, and that'll be out number 2. So down goes Haggerty after the first pitch, or excuse me, second pitch. So Quaidens about to face Kevin Parker up next, working with Davis over on second, and 2 down. Pitch from Quaidens, and another pitch just right on the edge of the zone, and a swing and a miss there. So 0-1 count. Quaidens checks back over at second and fires. And holy cow, he's just blowing it by these batters right now. That one, 86 miles an hour on the fastball.
Looks a lot faster when you throw it after a 70-mile-an-hour breaking ball as well.
Yeah, definitely a big speed change right there. The 0-2 on its way, and he slows it down all the way to, actually, no, he ramped it up. 87 miles an hour for strikeout number 7 on the day. Michael Quaidens continues to cook in the Healdsburg Sun today. Showing out for all the KZST fans out there. So we'll be back in the bottom of the fourth when the Packers look to keep their offense going. Welcome back. It's the bottom of the fourth here in Healdsburg. And leading off is none other than Hideki Prather. Shout out to Hideki Prather and his family. They treated us to a nice little summer treat today. Got some cream puffs up here in the booth. And Jacob, I know you can tell I'm loving it as this is hit hard out into center field, and it will be caught by Rolando Ramos. But back to the cream puff talk. I'm digging these. How about you?
No, these are great. Orange patisserie mini custard cream puffs. Come in boxes of 12,
I can't get enough.
2 per serving. Ryan, I think you've had 2 servings.
I'm working on 3. So now up to the plate is Drake DiGiorno. You made the pizza comment earlier today.
You can't take it.
He can't take it?
You can't.
Oh, no, I'm not going to take it. Don't worry. There's plenty of DiGiorno jokes to go around. As this one's hit hard out into left field, and it will go foul. So I can't think of a pizza joke. I'm sorry. I was thinking of something, and nothing came to me.
Maybe if he keeps that one fair and hits it over the wall,
If he
something will
puts a
come
little
to you.
more pep in his step.
Ah,
There we go. That doesn't really apply. So 1-1 count for Drake DiGiorno. Just waiting on the pitch here. And here it comes. Breaking ball action falls into the zone for strike number 2. All DiGiorno could do was watch. Nasty pitch. Here comes the 1-2 now. DiGiorno lets that go by as it slides low and outside. 2-2 count in this 2-0 ball game. Just one down here in the bottom of the 4th for the Packers. The pitch bouncing in front of the catcher. Count goes full. So full count for Drake DiGiorno. Here comes the pitch. And he watches that. Just miss a hair outside. And he'll take a walk over to first base.
yeah, good at bat there from DiGiorno. Took a couple close pitches, fouled off some as well. And he earns himself a 1-out walk. First walk of the game for the Pack.
Yeah, they've been pretty aggressive today in their approach to the plate, and it's paid off, really, for the most part. So here's Jake McCoy now, an aggressive approach from him as he hits the first pitch out towards the left field wall, and now coming in and catching it is Torres. Had to dance around at the end for it a little bit. The wind's blowing inward, it looks like, or in a direction.
It's in a direction for sure. It's going back and forth, and I think that's why there was some confusion for Torres. The wind was blowing out and then went more out to right field mid-flight, forcing him to come in to his left to make the grab.
Yeah, now Cade Campbell coming up. Have you ever been in some rough wind conditions?
I'm a golfer, of course.
Oh, and yeah, some of the roughest as this is grounded foul by Campbell. So as a golfer, you know, wind can carry balls like nothing else.
It does. It does a lot of damage. Or help, depending on what it's doing.
Exactly, it helps me out a lot. I've got a crazy shot. I mean, crazy. Really wild. 0-1 on its way, swung on and fouled to the same exact spot down the third base line.
Yeah, it's hard to time up a breaking ball this slow. We've seen it a couple times this year when the Pack are playing some teams towards the bottom, and it might have actually been the Mudcats last time they were here, where these slow breaking balls, they're just not used to the speed, and they've been out in front so far.
It's a party out front. It's an 0-2 count here for Campbell. The pitch on its way, swung on but missed. Campbell goes down swinging, and that'll be the end of the bottom of the 4th. Packers can't add anything on to their 2-0 score. And now we're going to head to the top of the 5th. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back here in Healdsburg. It's the top of the fifth, and we've got a new pitcher on the mound, Brian McBroom. So that'll wrap up Michael Quaden's day. Dominant day. 6 strikeouts. What'd you like from him, Jacob?
I liked his 7 strikeouts in
Yeah,
4
well, great
innings.
correction. Yeah, all right. Know it all over here. You can add on to that. Here's Brian McBroom's first pitch. Grounder over to Ladahoff at first, and he's going to flip it back to McBroom for the out at first.
I don't know if New Mexico needs anyone on their track and field team, but Brian McBroom
That was impressive.
he was skirting over there.
Skirt, skirt, as the kids say. I think. But yeah, what'd you like from Michael Quadenson? Apparently, his 7 strikeouts.
I like the fact that when he had the errant walks, he put it behind himself and he went on to retire the side in order every time he walked somebody. And I think that says a lot about the player.
It does. And McBroom's first pitch to Torres right there, in for a strike. Quaden's a high character guy.
Hopefully, we see some character, maybe post game.
Maybe. McBroom's second pitch in the at bat, missing outside. Count goes 1-1 for Joseph Torres. So already 1 down for McBroom in his first inning. And right there, nasty pitch to Torres, gets a big swing and a miss. One and two count for Torres, who struck out in his last at bat. The pitch on its way, hit by Torres out into left field, and right underneath it is Savitere for out number 2. Some great quick work from McBroom.
Yeah, he's throwing strikes, and credit Savitteri there. With the lefty up to bat, he's playing in from left field, and that ball was not hit very hard. If Saviteri's playing traditional depth, that one drops in for a hit, but Antonelli, he read the scouting report.
Yeah, it was a bit of a drifter out there. Some might call you a drifter.
You don't know what I can do in my RAV4.
Oh, all right. I wasn't referring to cars, but I am not aware of your driving abilities. So Rolando Ramos up to bat. Another guy that struck out in his last appearance at the plate. Quaidance was taking names. The pitch from McBroom, missing the zone. It's 1-1 count.
And I know the Pack have a 34-5 record, but in all 7 appearances that McBroom has played in, the Pack have won.
That's a good stat line to have. McBroom's 1-1 pitch, missing in the left-handed batter's box. Make it 2-1 now. Looking for out number 3. McBroom kicks and fires. Swung on hard out into left field. Right at the fence is Savitere, and great job reaching back, finding the wall, and putting up his glove for out number 3. So just like that, a quick inning of work for Brian McBroom in his first inning. And you love to see it if you're a Packers fan as they hold on to their 2-0 lead. We'll be back in the bottom of the 5th. Welcome back. Bottom of the fifth, and leading off for the Packers is the dangerous Jay Souza. But he's got a challenge. New pitcher on the mound for the Mudcats. They change pitchers pretty frequently, and now on the mound is Colin Elmore. Similar to Happy Gilmore, maybe.
Elmore, Gilmore? Is that what you're going on?
I hear a resemblance.
Well, I don't know how happy he is, down 2-0, having to take on the Prune Packers.
We'll call him Sad Elmore. That's a pretty cool nickname. First pitch from Elmore. In there for a strike. Some movement on that pitch.
Could be closer to Eeyore, and it fits the sad theme.
I don't watch
Are you old enough for that, Ryan?
shows. Yes, I did watch Winnie the Pooh here and there as a child. There's strike number 2 from Elmore. I thought there were better shows on, so I didn't waste my time.
Busy at 4 years old.
I was a pretty busy guy. Pitch from Elmore, missing just outside of the zone. So Souza stays alive, 1-2 count. Elmore kicks, and here comes the pitch. Missing downstairs, and count evens out at 2-2 for Jay Souza. Pitch on its way to Souza. He swings at it, a hard swing, dropping over into center field. A great line drive hit. Make it a single for Jay Souza.
Yeah, ripped that one in the center. Pitch that was middle in, and Souza with quick hands got him through and found the gap over to second baseman Lesperance for a leadoff single.
Yeah, great work, and we talked about how Jay Souza in that 9 spot's almost like a secondary leadoff, and you know Coach Gomes is loving every piece of that hit right there. So now it's Antonelli Savatere's turn as he fouls this one up and out of play over towards the beer booth. Maybe trying to get a free sample.
He's old enough.
I hope so. So now the 0-1 count. Colin Elmore throws back to first base, and Jay Souza will be safe. Keeping him honest over there.
I also think Savatere has still only seen 3 pitches this game and swung at every single one.
Again, and it's been primarily a aggressive approach from these Packer bats as this pitch goes behind Savatere, and Souza will advance over to second.
Souza was running on that pitch, so we'll give him the stolen base. It'll be his 10th of the year. But yeah, Savatere, you could feel that one on the back of his legs as it sailed to the backstop.
Maybe shaved some hair off the back of his calves. Are you someone that shaves your legs?
Never.
All right, just asking. The pitch on its way, and that one making contact with Savatere on his front thigh. So he'll get a free trip over to first base, and now 2 on for the Packers with still no one out as Max Martinez, who's had such a hot day, comes up to the plate. Home run and a double so far.
And halfway to the cycle, and Rec Park has to be the best place to try to hit a triple, and he ripped one to center his last time up and settled for a double.
And Souza going, both runners going. Savatere dives into second and under the tag. So both runners advance, and Savatere, importantly, safe at second for the Packers.
16 stolen bags for Savatere, 2 in the inning for Souza, now up to 11, and the Pack are running on Colin Elmore.
Yeah, Elmore, just his first inning of work here. Here's the pitch, and that gets by. The catcher coming in for home is Souza. A score right there for the Packers, and Savatere advances to third.
A single and a hit by pitch are the only 2 batters that we've seen this inning, and they've scored a run and have a runner on third. 3 stolen bases, a wild pitch, and Elmore's struggling there on the mound.
Yeah, Elmore will need to dial in on the consistency and accuracy here if he wants to avoid Salvatore doing the same thing as Souza. This is hit hard and gets through the defense by Max Martinez out into left field. And just like that, he's got the single, just a triple away from the cycle.
I wonder if he's regretting not going for third on his double in the 3rd inning, because he got that one all the way to the scoreboard. And if you're familiar with Rec Park, that's about 420 feet away. And Martinez runs well. He was standing at second base, cruised in by the time it was just getting to the relay man. So it would have been close.
We'll see. Maybe he'll get that triple later on today. It'll have to be a pretty hard hit. First pitch to Leopard as this one's hit hard out into left field, and underneath it for the out is Torres. So make that out number 1 in this bottom of the 5th, where the Packers have already added 1 onto their score. 3-0 now. And now Cade Ladahoff up to the plate, and he's working with Martinez over on first. It's Colin Elmore. Gonna send it back over to first base. Make sure Max Martinez isn't doing anything funny over there.
Ladahoff, one of 3 pack that haven't reached, alongside McCoy and Campbell as they get through their 3rd time up. So success all around the lineup card so far.
The pitch to Ladahoff. It's outside and gets away from the glove of the catcher, but he regathers and gets it back to Elmore. Elmore checks on Martinez over at first, and he's going to throw it back now, but gets nothing out of it.
Martinez not a speed threat, at least so far on this summer season. He's gone in the first safely standing.
Pitch from Elmore, missing up high, and counts 2-0. 2-0 pitch, nearly taking off the head of Cade Ladahoff. He has to back out of the way.
Umpire did the same, and you can't blame him.
A little jumpy now.
After, like you said, he's been pegged.
Yeah, left and right. So it's a 3-0 count for Ladahoff. Pitch on its way, and this one actually takes the helmet off of Ladahoff, and he's clearly upset about that.
Coach Gomes, the 3rd base coach, he immediately comes jogging to his utility guy, Ladahoff. And I don't know how hard that last pitch was, but regardless, off the helmet, clocked in at 81. 4-seamer up and in on back-to-back pitches. I mean, that's a scary situation. Ladahoff, that's a tough guy, walking down first under his own power. But now a member of the training staff comes over, and we'll see if Ladahoff survives to stay in this game.
Survives?
Stays in the game. Obviously, he's healthy. He's healthy. Pardon my terminology there.
I'm just messing with you.
You're just messing. The spirits are okay. We know we don't have a camera going on, but the fans are certainly engaged, but no one's oohing and ahhing at Ladahoff because he's been standing under his own power, walking, and is now standing at first base.
Doing a bit of a balance test now, making sure he doesn't have a concussion there. Doing a bit of a DUI test, having him track the finger.
Would you know about that?
Nope, I wouldn't. I'm a good driver, and I don't get caught. No, I don't drink in general, so I would not know. But my dad was a police officer, so I do know the tests that are needed to pass a DUI test.
Well, from our vantage point, we're, let's call it 40 yards away. I think he's passing. He doesn't look
I would
dizzy.
go 33 yards away, but he looks good. He just looks a little upset. I mean, I would be too if I got hit in the back of the head.
No one's stretching by the Prune Packer dugout to get ready as a runner, and the only person now jogging is Coach Gomes back to third base.
And a big round of applause for Ladahoff here. As you heard it just immediately stop. Interesting. So it's still one down here in the bottom of the fifth, where the Packers have added 2 runs onto their score here. 4-0 is the score, and we saw Colin Elmore getting some practice pitches in, make sure the same thing doesn't happen to another batter. And he's going to look over at second and now fire. Pitch missing outside to Hideki Prather.
I didn't think that pitch would miss anywhere except low and away. And after 2 pitches, headhunting, you got to think that Elmore was thinking throw this one in the lefty batter's box.
So the count is 1-0. Pitch on its way and fouled down the right field line by Hideki Prather. And a swarm of children will head over there. So 1-1 count. Pitch on its way from Elmore, swung on again by Prather, and given chase is the right fielder, but it's going to drop out of play. So count 1-2 for Hideki Prather. Martinez over on second, and then Ladahoff right behind him on first. Elmore checking on Martinez. Here comes the pitch. And another swing and foul from Hideki Prather. It's going to drop near the backstop.
He's gotten 3 straight pitches over the inner half and just all off the skinny part of the bat near the hands. And he's fouled them all off the other way.
Elmore fires. And pitch down low right there in the dirt. Hideki Prather showing off some patience. 2-2 count. Elmore, pitch on his way, a grounder over to third base, and he's going to tag his base and throw it to first. Gets away from Brett Haggerty over on first, so that means Ladahoff's going to advance. He's on third now, and Hideki Prather safe on first.
Yeah, wild play ends up just being like a force out at second, as if you couldn't turn to double play in time. So runners on the corners with 2 gone, and it's delivery time.
It is delivery time. Well, it's not delivery. It's DiGiorno. Drake DiGiorno. I mean, that's one of the cooler names I've heard in summer baseball. There's a lot of cool names that come in and out of here, but Drake DiGiorno, he's up there. As first pitch from Colin Elmore, missing down low. Colin Elmore, I would put that up there too. I like his name. I guess now we're just talking about random stuff.
That never happens.
I've never done that in my life. Elmore finds the zone there for strike number 1 against DiGiorno. Elmore's pitch on its way and fouled up and back by DiGiorno over towards the food truck.
What do we got tonight, Ryan?
The spot is here, and it always smells so good. I float over there just from the scent. It's some great chicken. They got great chicken sandwiches, great burgers. Elmore's pitch hit by DiGiorno out into the right center gap and caught by Dalen Ship for out number 3. So they get the third out, but not before the Packers add 2 on in the bottom of the 5th. 4-0 is the score. We'll be back in the top of the 6th. Welcome back here in the top of the 6th. Great day for baseball. Packed ballpark here in Healdsburg. Visiting stands nearly full, and then we've got some people out in right field, all to come watch the Packers and the great Mason Lerma, who's now on the mound. He's got some nasty stuff that he works with. Jacob, what do you like from Mason Lerma?
I like everything about him. I think
Good
his
answer.
0.5 ERA, I didn't even know it could get that low. Mason Lerma is
Now
a
you know.
dominant force on the mound representing the Aggies of UC Davis. Santa Rosa kid, so it's got to be pretty fun coming here back to his hometown-ish area.
Yeah,
with
local
the Pack.
guy. We know the fans. Well, there's a big fan right there.
I think he's intoxicated.
He might be a little drunk, tipsy. But yeah, we know the local fans all love Lerma, and such a likable guy. He'll talk to you for hours if you get the chance. First pitch from Lerma, missing inside. I mean, isn't he just the best guy?
Is a great guy. I mean, on and off the field. On the field, though, 18 strikeouts to 1 walk, Ryan. Come on.
Impressive stuff. And he's been put into some difficult situations this season. Runners on, runners in scoring position, and he's almost always able to get out of it. It's 2-0 count right here, though. He kicks and fires and shows bunt, but pulls back, and that'll be strike number 1. Some would say Mason Lerma is the best chase pitcher in the PEL, as this one is crushed out into right field and at the wall, and that's out of here. Caught by a fan in right field. So a huge hit right there for the Mudcats. Going yard is Dalen Ship. What a bomb from him. Not sure if that tracked on the track, man. Looks like 95 miles per hour off the bat and
366.
366 feet.
Well, Dalen Ship has not been sat down, and he's the lone Mudcat producing.
This pitch right here crushed as well out into center field. And underneath it is Jay Souza for the out, backing up his pitcher, Lerma.
Yeah, important but routine play there by Souza. And out number one here in the sixth. So that home run that Lerma gave up was the first time we've seen that all season long.
Yeah, not only first home run we've seen, first earned run we've seen. So now Wyatt Davis up to the plate. And watches that pitch go by for a ball. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch, and Davis, a big swing and a miss at that nasty pitch. Lerma got him looking. A backwards K right there. Lerma starting to get his feet wet and catch some momentum here.
Yeah, you know, Quaden started the game a little shaky, didn't give up a run, but 6 pitches, 5 of them were balls. So Lerma, a slow start with a solo home run. He's backed it up well here with 2 gone.
He's looking to get out of this inning, make it a quick inning to get his offense back out there, and doing it with a first pitch strike right there to Zach Goldberg. As this is hit hard right back to Lerma, and he's throwing it to first for the out. A great job right there. Quick reflexes by the great Mason Lerma. Looking like Spider-Man out there.
Kitty cat.
Kitty cat indeed. So the Packers give up 1 run. 4-1 is the score. They'll look to add on to it in the bottom of the 6th. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back to the broadcast. We're here in the bottom of the 6th, 4-1 ball game, and Packers looking to add on to it as Jake McCoy, a big power hitter, comes up to the plate, going against the new arm on the bump for the Packers, Lucas Watson. First pitch from Watson. Big looping pitch finds its way into the zone for strike number 1.
Yeah, a late call there by the ump, but 50-50 goes in favor of the Mudcats.
Those are good odds, 50-50. Here's Watson's second pitch and a big swing and a miss there. So quickly falling behind is Jake McCoy. (102) as this is hit up the middle by McCoy, gets through into center field and make it a single for him after falling behind 0-2.
Yeah, I got a pitch at the bottom of the zone. Not the best two-strike throw there by Watson. A breaking ball that starts top shelf, ends at the bottom, and Jake McCoy reaches for the first time. And now the only man that has not reached tonight, Ryan, or this afternoon, the guy up to bat, and Cade Campbell.
Well, we'll see if that'll spark some competitiveness in him, knowing that he's the one guy left. As he watches the first pitch come in for a strike.
You never want to be left out, you know, especially out of a fun time moment.
Oh, yes, a fun time moment, yes. So 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. And Watson missing down low. Count goes 1-1. McCoy over on first for Cade Campbell. Lucas Watson throws it. And a check swing right there. They're going to say Campbell did not go around. Make it a 2-1 count.
Yeah, Watson pitched in the one game this year that the Mudcats beat the Pack back on July 13th. He pitched 2 innings in that 4-1 win.
Watson's pitch fouled off by Campbell over towards the visiting stands. So 2-2 count. Watson checking over at first. And here comes his pitch. Missing in the dirt of the left-handed batter's box.
Goldenberg's been busy. He let a couple go by last inning, but I mean, he is picking these real well.
He is. He's doing a good job keeping it in front. And there were some issues earlier on with Colin Elmore, but he's been the guy. Look at right there. Digs another pitch out of the dirt, but doesn't really matter as Campbell will take his walk over to first.
You know what that means with the walk for Campbell?
He's on base.
He's aboard. Choo-choo train.
You ever taken a train?
Oh, yeah. Come on, wine country, the Napa wine train.
Have you taken the skunk train?
I'm glad I don't know what that is.
It's Northern California train. You want to know, you got to be pretty cool to ride it. As his first pitch swung on by Souza, fouled over towards the Packer bullpen.
I think someone made a grab. They're celebrating with water. Who wears 14? Shout out to you.
Are you asking me?
Kind of. If you want to answer, you can.
I choose not to. Mostly because I don't know off the top of my head. 0-1's the count. Souza working with 2 runners on. McCoy over at second. The pitch on its way, missing outside. Souza could really do some damage here in this 4-1 ball game. 1-1's the count. Watson fires. And it ties up Souza a little bit. They're going to say he went around on that attempted check swing. So make it 1-2 now for Souza. Great pitch by Watson right there. Looking to put away Souza now. Here comes the pitch. Chase pitch outside. So 2-2 count.
At worst here, Souza just trying to move McCoy over to third with nobody out at the moment and the top of the order waiting on deck.
Souza waits for the pitch. Here it comes. And a swing and a miss there. And they're throwing back over to second. McCoy with an aggressive jump there, but they won't get him. So Souza goes down, and it's 1 out here for the Mudcats. But still, 2 runners on for the top of the order, Antonelli Salvatore.
Yeah, strikeouts are a common occurrence for Lucas Watson. 10 innings of work, 21 strikeouts. Similar ratio to what we saw with Michael Quaidance, and he certainly struck out a lot of guys
You're right, he did 7.
in 4 innings. Nice.
Watson's pitch right here, missing inside, nearly hitting Savitarian. Both runners will advance as the pitch gets away from Goldenberg at catcher.
Yeah, I mentioned he's had his work cut out for him, especially in these middle innings. He's done a good job so far, but when it matters the most, arguably, runners on first and second, 1 out, he's unable to keep it close. And now 2 in scoring position for Saviteri. He's an RBI guy. He had 7 in 1 game a week ago, and I think he's looking for some more here.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, why not look for some more RBIs as a large object almost hits us. So it's a 1-0 count. Lucas Watson, here comes his pitch. And that bounces in front of the catcher. He loses sight of it, and
He touched it with his mask. Yeah, bring home the runner.
what in the world? Jacob, explain the rules on that.
The catcher, he took his face mask off to try to find the baseball, and he used the mask to control the ball and keep it close to home. You can't do that. You can't use your equipment to help you. So both runners move up, and that includes a run scoring with Jake McCoy.
Wow. Just wow. That is a wild thing that you don't see very often.
You don't.
So it's a 2-0 count regardless to Savitaria. It now climbs to 3-0.
Tough last couple pitches for Mr. Goldenberg.
Yeah, he's got a lot to deal with behind the dish. 3-0 pitch on its way. And there's the strike that Watson's looking for.
He's got the velocity. He's low 90s with the heater. But the command just not there yet.
You're right. 3-1 count. Looking for that command, trying to make it a full count. Pitch down low in the dirt. Goldenberg, just great job to keep it in front once more. Savitare advances to first.
And now a big moment coming up for Maximo Martinez.
A huge moment.
I wonder what his heart's feeling like right now. I don't think it's this calm.
How come?
I was just hearing voices, I guess.
Oh. As he fouls this one back hard into the fence. And Max Martinez, keep in mind, he's still looking for that triple to hit for the cycle.
Yeah, he's not guaranteed another at bat. The way the Pack are hitting, he should get one, but let's just end it here.
And Watson trying to end it here for Martinez. Big swing and a miss. 0-2 already. Martinez could bring in Campbell, who's over on third. 5-1's the score. Here's the pitch to Martinez. Swings at it, and that's hit over out of play towards the Boys and Girls Club behind the visiting stands. So 0-2 count still for Martinez after staying alive. And the pitch missing in the dirt. Throw back over to first, not in time. So
Goldenberg's been hunting that. He's done that, what, 3 times now?
You have to when your pitcher's struggling to locate the zone. Why not take matters into your own hands and try to catch these Packer runners that falling asleep as Salvatore starts heading over to second. A great throwdown from him. Gets him. Salvatore caught stealing Goldenberg. Huge play from him after quite the mishap earlier on where his mask touched a ball and brought a runner in. 5-1's the score. Packers lead. We'll be back in the top of the 7th.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the top of the 7th inning. Jacob Van Roekel here with Ryan Moffett. And coming up for the visiting Mudcats, it's 5, 6, 7, beginning with Brett Haggerty. Kay Lerma for his second inning of work. The lefty deals to the righty, swing and a miss on the first pitch with a good changeup breaking away from the batter who chases strike 1. Lerma glove at the chin and now fires an 0-1 pitch. Swing on a ground ball foul down the third baseline. Mason Lerma in his first inning of work gave up a solo home run to Dalen Ship and then went 1-2-3 to retire to 6th. Lerma set an 0-2 offering up high for ball 1. Sun here slowly starting to get to its setting point as we get closer to 7:40 local time. 1-2 pitch, swing and a foul right by the man on deck, Kevin Parker, who winced as it whizzed by his backside. He's all right. And the count stays at 1-2. 1 strikeout in his first inning for Mason Lerma. Another 1-2. Breaking ball that nearly comes back to catch the outer edge. Instead runs wide, and the count goes even at 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Oh, Brett Haggerty seeing ghosts at the plate. And he chases a wild one for the first out here in the 7th.
I mean, I almost fell down from that pitch. That was disgusting.
I'm glad you're still standing.
Me too.
Because now Brett Haggerty is sitting on the bench. So you have something up on Brett Haggerty.
Hardly.
With 1 gone, we take you to Kevin Parker. First pitch from Lerma in there for strike 1. Working quick. Now his 0-1 pitch. Swinging a foul down the third baseline, and it ricochets off the fence and right back to Lerma near the mound, and he's going to request a new baseball. So he tosses the old one to the dugout and gets a new one from Prather behind home. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Lefty on righty with the shortstop Parker up to bat. The 0-2. Well outside for ball 1. Lerma ready on the mound. A 1-2 pitch on the way. Just misses the top of the zone. Fastball clocked in at 87. That's been around the peak so far for Lerma as he gets ready for another year with UC Davis. 2-2 offering. Swing and a miss. Got him with the off speed. Parker way out in front. And a 2-out or 2-up, 2-down start to the 7th.
Yeah, that's some great work there by Lerma as now Coach Gomes jogging out to the mound. Not sure what he's going to talk to him about after being almost perfect to start this inning with 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, as long as Coach Gomes didn't see anything funky in the delivery or maybe some sort of scare. I don't know what would bring him out, but it was a very quick mound visit as Coach Gomes is already back to his spot.
He might have thought of a really funny joke that couldn't wait.
I think that was it. I think that was it. Trevor Lesperance due up for the 3rd time. He's grounded out a couple times. This is his first time seeing Mason Lerma. The lefty's offering in there. Strike 1 called with a heater at 87 over the inside half. His 0-1 offering, swing and a miss. 3/4 go for Trevor Lesperance, who's behind 0-2. Mason Lerma looking to show his dominance and trying to strike out the side. Here's an 0-2. Swinging a little jam shot into the shadow center field. Campbell goes back. Martinez the same, and it's Max Martinez with his hat falling off. 6th, the glove out. The ball finds it in shallow center, and the side is retired. Much applause from the fans here at Rec Park on a 1-2-3 inning from Mason Lerma. It's stretch time here in Healdsburg with the Pack on top, 5-1. So from Lucas Watson, we head over to his close relative, Austin Watson, a fellow senior in the portal. Austin standing at 6 foot, 210 pounds, ready to take over in the bottom of the 7th inning. Heart of the order coming up, beginning with the lefty, Alex Leopard. Watson set the righty's first pitch in there for a call, strike 1. 87-mile-an-hour fastball to start off the at-bat to Leopard, who's 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Watson comes set, 0-1 pitch. Spins outside the plate to even up the count at 1-1. Watson making his 11th appearance of the year, 0-2 record, 7.02 ERA. Looking for a clean frame here. The 1-1 to Leopard. Breaking ball that catches the top of the zone with Leopard spinning 90 degrees out of the box. Nasty movement there.
Yeah, good pitch right there. Leopard thought it was about to hit him in the front shoulder, but ended up not catching the zone.
So now a two-strike approach for Alex Leopard behind in the count 1-2. The pitch on the way. Low and away for ball 2, and the count runs even. Last time Austin Watson was on the mound just a few days ago at the Lincoln Potters. Picked up the loss, his second. 1 inning of work, 3 hits, 3 earned runs. Count even at 2-2. Defense shifted to their left with the lefty up to bat. The pitch on the way just misses the top of the zone. Similar pitch to that breaking ball a couple pitches ago that did catch the top of the zone. Instead, count runs full. K.A. Ladahoff, the man on deck. Watson ready, his payoff. Swinging a chopper up the middle. 3 hots its way into the shortstop's glove of Parker. Throw him in the dirt, picked well like an archaeologist by Haggerty. And the side, and there's one gone.
Yeah, like an archaeologist. I've heard that term used 2 times now in the last 2 days.
I thought I'd try it out. I botched the end of it. One away for Ladahoff. 0 for 2 so far. Last time up was hit by a pitch. A dangerous one off the dome. Takes that pitch. Low and away for ball 1. And you know, it's not K. Ladahoff. It is Jonathan Kim. So perhaps that hit by pitch did do a little more damage than we thought. So this is J.K. Jonathan Kim. Hit second yesterday. Now due up for the first time in this ballgame. Went 0 for 2 a night ago on the season, hitting .239. It's a 1-1 count. The pitch from Austin Watson. Swinging a chopper over towards second base. Les Prince picks it off the turf, shovels it over to the pitcher Watson, covering the bag in time for out number 2.
Very goody play.
So 2 gone for Hideki Prather, who's coming up to bat. The Clemson Tiger, 1 for 3 so far with an RBI double in the first. First pitch on the way. Catches the outside black for strike 1 called. Watson ready, his 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball that just misses, says the home plate umpire. Looked like a pretty good pitch over the top half of the zone.
Yeah.
We've seen an expanded zone so far. Haven't seen too many strikes called balls. Watson's 1-1. Misses below the zone. And Prather goes ahead. 2 balls and a strike. Nobody aboard here in the home half of the 7th with 2 gone. Pack on top 5-1. The pitch just misses the bottom of the zone once more. Hideki Prather ahead 3-1. Some wise men may call this a buffet count, Ryan.
You could say wise men or hungry men.
3-1, ripped into left field, but right at Torres, who only has to move 5 steps into his left to retire the side. Pack go down in order for just the second time this afternoon. To the 8th inning we go. Healdsburg on top, 5-1. So we referenced Jonathan Kim went into bat for Kate Ladahoff last inning. We've got a lot of defensive changes to catch you up on. From second to third goes Max Martinez. From left to second base goes Savateri. To third, from third to first goes DiGiorno. And now Jonathan Kim in the outfield in left. So 4 changes for Coach Gomes' squad. His brother Johnny Gomes threw out the first pitch of the Boston Red Sox game earlier today. Go from one good beard to the other. So Tucker Bougie now pitching for the Prune Packers. And we've got a pinch hitter coming into the game as well for the visitors. Derek Bartram replaces Joseph Torres. So righty on righty. Bougie comes set. First pitch to Bartram. Swinging a foul right where our camera would have been. And not on today as we're representing KZST Radio Night here in Healdsburg. 100 members of the KZST crew in attendance on the left side of the bleachers behind home.
Yeah, great to have him here. I'm a big KZST fan.
0-1, high drive center field. Souza sent back towards the wall and straightaway center and makes the grab just shy of the wall, some 380 feet away from home plate. One gone in the visiting half of the 8th inning. Orlando Ramos due up for the 3rd time. 0 for 2 so far with a strikeout against Michael Quaidance. Bougie ready. First offering. Swinging a ground ball the other way over to second. Savateri from left field at to second base. Makes the play look routine for out number 2.
Another day in the office for Savateri.
He's been so awesome at second base. That's really where he's been playing most of the second half of the season, at least. And he makes it look routine for out number 2. To the top of the order we go. Dalen Ship has not been retired so far. 2 walks and a solo homer. Bougie's first offering. Catches the inside edge. Good front door action on the breaking ball to get ahead 0-1. Bougie 1-1 record, 6.06 ERA, making his 13th appearance. Is 0-1. Gets the wrist area of Dalen Ship. And he's going to make a slow walk down to first for the 3rd time in the ballgame.
Yeah, that sounded like it hurt right off the wrist, and hope he's okay.
It was almost so loud that I thought maybe it caught the knob of the bat. It would be a foul ball. Very wood-sounding bones.
He must have drank a lot of milk when he was a child. A lot of calcium in those bones.
Shaking off the arm as he chats things over with DiGiorno at first base. And play resumed here at Rec Park for Tyler Crudo. The righty 3rd baseman comes up for the 4th time. 0 for 3 so far. Bougie a side eye at first and now deals. First pitch in there, called strike 1 over the outer edge. Bougie pitched on the road up in Humboldt one time. Got an inning of work, and it was a save in that 7-5 win on the 20th. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss from Crudo, who chases a slider low and away, and he is quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Bougie averaging 1 strikeout per inning. A K here would put him on that mark. The 0-2. Swinging a foul to the fence behind home plate. And we'll do it again. All right, Ryan, putting you on the spot. Does he get the K here? Yes or no? 1-word answer, please.
Yeah.
I think that's what the kids are saying for yes. So the count stays 0-2. Bougie looking for the put-away pitch. Here it comes. Swinging a line drive in the right field. It lands in front of Alex Leopard for a base hit. Over to second base goes Dalen Ship. And the inning stays alive for the Mudcats here in the 8th.
I got a question for you, Jacob.
I love this.
What sound does a mudcat make?
Purr.
Wrong.
I thought I studied for this.
No, it's part of broadcaster school. You got to learn every noise that every mascot makes.
2 on, 2 out for the lefty Wyatt Davis, DHing in this game. First pitch from Bougie, swinging a foul the other way. 0-1. Ryan, just a 5-1 game here. The tying run standing in the on-deck circle. This is a huge at-bat here for Bougie to keep the Pack on top by 4 heading into the bottom of the 8th. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see if he can do it.
And if the Packers can get a quick out, they might be able to reach their goal of finishing under 2 hours.
That's what we're all here for. Bougie's ready. The 0-1. Misses the outside edge, and the count runs even. Davis is one of their power hitters. He bats 3-hole for a reason. 3 home runs, 17 RBIs. 0 for 2 in this game with a couple of strikeouts and a walk. Bougie set, 1-1 count, 2 on, 2 out. The pitch. Just misses the bottom of the zone. Close pitch. So the zone's starting to shrink here in the later innings of game 40 for the Prune Packers, 33 for the Mudcats. Bougie steps off the mound, throws over to second. Dalen Shipp slides in safely in the nick of time for the tag applied by Cade Campbell. Two and one count on Wyatt Davis. The pitch from Bougie misses outside. So Packers have clinched the 1 seed. The Potters and Crabs fighting for that 2 slot. The Crabs currently on top 2-0 over the Medford Rogues in the top of the 5th inning. So good stuff for the Crabs, but they need the Potters to lose out their final couple games. Bougie set a 3-1 home. Below the zone, ball 4. Tying run coming up to the plate here in the 8th for the Mudcats.
Yeah, big situation here. Mudcats, they could work themselves right back into this game. Not that they're out of it, but it would give them a good shot going into these late innings. Well, not a whole lot of time left for them.
Yeah, anything into the outfield will cut the deficit in half. 5-1 game with the bases loaded. Zach Goldenberg steps up to the plate. The righty catcher 0 for 3, but no time like the present for Goldenberg. First pitch, swing and a miss. Bougie gave him a meatball, middle breaking ball that Goldenberg was just below. So Tucker Bougie ahead 0-1 on the righty catcher. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss again. Back to the breaking ball at 82. Middle, and Goldenberg just can't capitalize on the opportunity. So Bougie now looking for that put away pitch. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Packers on top 5-1. Leo 2. Swing and a pop-up. Backside of the infield. Savatieri goes back, calls off DiGiorno, and makes the grab with his toes in the dirt to retire the side. Bougie strands the runners loaded here in the top of the 8th. The Pack stay on top 5-1. Crucial inning there as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the home half of the 8th inning. Coming up for the good guys, DiGiorno, McCoy, and Campbell, the 3 scheduled batters, to take on the new guy on the mound. 6th pitcher of the ball game, Mark Graham for Solano, a 5'10 junior attending Solano JC, weighing in at 180 pounds. 0-1 record, 10+ ERA, and 10 2/3 innings of work. Is that a righty? Ready to face the righty first baseman, Drake DiGiorno. First pitch on the way. Breaking ball above the head for ball 1. Mark Graham's last appearance came on the 19th of July, where they took on the West Coast Kings. 3 innings of work, no earned runs despite 4 hits. His 1-0 pitch catches the top shelf with a breaking ball at 78 for strike 1. Infield really shifted to their right with DiGiorno up to bat. Third baseman Crudo basically on the line. 1-1. Swing and a rip into right field. It gets down for a base hit. Ship goes over to cut it off and hold DiGiorno to just a leadoff single in his first hit of the ball game.
Packers not slowing down at all. DiGiorno, that was a great hit right there. Good piece of hitting, solid contact.
4th hit as a Packer for Drake DiGiorno, where he is now 4 of 14 on the year. Takes us to Jake McCoy, singled and scored his last time up. The first pitch in there, called strike 1 from Graham. A 1-1 on Jake McCoy. The righty's pitch, swing on a foul tip into the mid of Goldenberg for strike 2. Jake McCoy quickly behind in the count. 0-2, double play depth for Parker and Lesperance. The pitch, swing and a pop-up foul down the first baseline, and will give the 0-2 another go. Packers lead 5-1 on 8 hits for Healdsburg, just 2 for the visiting Mudcats. One of them, of course, a solo home run by Dalen Ship in the 6th inning. They left them loaded in the top of the 8th. Packers trying to get some insurance runs. 0-2 pitch, high for ball 1. Back pick over to first. Sliding safely is DiGiorno. And Ryan, again, Goldenberg just trying to DIY it, and credit to him. He got to strike him out, throw him out, into the 6th, so he can do this.
Yeah, definitely, and he's shown off the talent today.
1-2 pitch, swing and a pop-up right behind home plate, and it backspins out of play, foul. DiGiorno led off the inning with a single the other way. He's at first with nobody out. And a 1-2 count on Jake McCoy. The 1-2. Backdoor two-seam catches the outer edge. Pretty pitch by Mark Graham. And strike 3 called on Jake McCoy. 1 on, 1 out for the Berkeley Bear, Cade Campbell. 0 for 2 in the game with a walk back in the 6th inning. Righty on righty, the pitch. Breaking ball, top shelf, called strike 1. Good movement there at 77 as Graham gets ahead 0-1. Looks over at first base with DiGiorno and out comes home. Swing and a rip. Tattooed to the left. And this baby is way out of here. First home run of the year for Cade Campbell. RBIs 25 and 26 on a shot over University Street. Ryan, there are the insurance runs we were looking for in the 8th.
Yeah, and that's got to feel good for Campbell. He's been looking for that home run for some time, and game 40, he gets it.
That's huge. That is exactly what needed to happen. Top of the 8th inning, Mudcats left the bases loaded. Bottom half, 2-run shot by Campbell, and now it's a 7-1 game. First pitch to Jay Souza is in there for strike 1. So Cade Campbell has made some good plays in the field. Now a 2-run shot. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a foul off the backstop by Souza, who's now behind 0-2. Jay Souza played some West Coast baseball in the 5th inning. Singled, stole 2 bags, and then came home on a wild pitch. 0-2 from Graham. Called strike 3, might have missed the outside edge, but the ump rings him up. And 2 looking Ks in this inning, 2 gone in the 8th. So we go back to the top of the order. Savateri going to be replaced.
Yeah, new batter in, though, Joe Brown out of Santa Rosa Junior College. New addition to the Packers recently.
First pitch to the righty, Brown misses outside for ball 1. Savateri was 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch, a walk, a run scored. 0-1 to Brown. Catches that friendly outside edge location we've seen this inning for strike 2 called. So 2 Ks so far for Mark Graham, but a 2-run shot given up in the 8th up and down inning. And that one in there. Count goes to 1-2 on Joe Brown. The field is all shaded here in Healdsburg. The 1-2 pitch misses outside to run the count even at 2-2. Past 8 p.m. local time, sun still peeking through the trees down the left field line. With the grass and the dirt all covered up in shade here in the bottom of the 8th. The 2-2 swing and a miss. 83 mile an hour, looked a lot faster than that off the fingertips of Mark Graham, who strikes out the side, but not before the first home run of the season for Cade Campbell gives the Pack a 7-1 lead heading to the top of the 9th. Jacob Momoko now joined alongside the one and only Hugo Traverso for the top of the 9th inning as Ryan Moffett gets ready for a post-game interview with the player of the game should the Pack hold on to this 7-1 lead. Hugo, we've got Hunter Hargett on the mound. He's been dominant so far in his first 10 appearances, 3-0 record, and you see the 1.80 ERA.
Yeah, Hunter's been incredible for this team, and I mean, great walk-up song. He's been a lockdown reliever, and he's been around in the college landscape. He's been to San Diego State, then transferred to a Division II school, then went to Incarnate Word, now heading to Santa Clara. So he's an experienced veteran reliever that has really anchored this Packers bullpen.
Now set to take on 5, 6, 7, beginning with Brett Haggerty. Ready on ready, the pitch. In there, called strike 1.
Haggerty's a big guy. He's looking to avoid the hat trick today. Struck out twice.
Argent ahead, 0-1. Deep breath on the mound and now fires. Swinging a foul ball the other way. And Hunter Hargett quickly had 0-2. Hugo, you mentioned 2 Ks so far. That was in the 2nd and the 7th inning with a fly ball in the 4th, sandwiched between the 2 Ks.
Yeah, Packers pitching has been dominant today, only giving up 2 hits.
Hargett trying to keep it there on the 0-2. Swinging a ground ball foul in and out of the hands of the third base coach. That's one you got to come up with there. If you're going to go for it, you got to make the play. Got to make the play.
Yeah, you got to. It's almost like you're running a drag route in football. Catch comes over the middle, or throw comes over the middle, you got to make the catch.
He was waiting for the linebacker. The 0-2. Swinging a hard hit ball to center field. Jay Souza drifts back, now backpedaling just shy. The track puts the glove up, and the ball finds it for out number 1 at deep center. We've had a couple of those hard outs, but thankfully here at Rec Park, 380 feet is just an out to dead center field.
Yeah, that would have definitely gotten out at some of the other ballparks in the PEL, but as you mentioned, I heard you say pizza slice when describing the dimensions here.
It was a shadow that looked like a pizza slice. You had to be there. You had to be there.
Had to be there. Well, it's definitely weird the way that right field plays.
Take you to the righty shortstop. Kevin Parker takes the first pitch outside, ball 1. 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Hargett. Parker also a pair of Ks so far in the ball game. One was looking back in the 4th. Hargett sit. His 1-0. Swing and a miss. 91-mile-an-hour heater that Parker can't catch up to.
Yeah, the Mudcats have 4 players with 2 strikeouts apiece. 9 total strikeouts on the day for the Packer pitching staff.
7 for Michael Quiddens, who was elite in his 4 innings of starting work. The 1-1 from Hargett. Swing and a miss. Goes to the breaking ball at 82. That painted the lower outside edge. And the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. With 1 gone, nobody out in the top of the 9th inning. Prune Packers on top, 7-1. Looking for their 35th PEL win of the year. The 1-2. Just misses the outside edge. Good take there by Parker on another breaking ball. So Quiddens in line for the win. 4 innings, no hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. And 4 pitches later, we are here at Hunter Hargett. His 2-2. Near the dirt for ball 3. Count runs full on Parker. Trevor Lesperance standing on deck for the Solano Mudcats, who are going to finish the year in last place in the PEL, currently 5-20. Hargett toes the rubber in his 3-2. Inside, ball 4. Take your base, Kevin Parker, and he's aboard here in the 9th.
Now, Parker's definitely regained some confidence in this series. Put some nice contact on the ball yesterday, and now gets a nice walk to wrap up what will be, as you mentioned, a very unexpected last place finish for Solano. The West Coast Kings have been a lot stronger this year than they were last.
Hargett now taking on Lesperance. His first offering, check swing. Yes, he did, says the home plate umpire. 0-1 runs the count. You bring up the Kings, they're tied with the Rogues tied for 4th with a 7-16 record. Rogues currently losing to the Crabs about midway through that game.
Yeah, Crabs need some luck to wing their way into the championship series here. Never thought I would say that. The way that they had played earlier on this year looked like it was going to be a lock. Packers, Crabs, 2 top teams on the West Coast, but nope, the Potters have been unbeatable, and the Crabs have taken some tough losses.
Yeah, so Potters have to lose out. Crabs have to win out in order for Humboldt to jump the Potters for the 2 seed. Pack 21-5. They've clinched the number 1 seed once more. 2-1 count on Lesperance. Hargett comes set and fires. Swinging a ground ball towards the right side. Saviteri tracking this one down. Fields it in the grass. Spins. Fires the first, but it's not in time. Trevor Lesperance legs out an infield single on what apparently was an impossible play for Saviteri because he did everything he could have. 2 on, 1 out for Derek Bartram, batting for the second time. Pinch hit in the 8th and flew out to center. Takes that pitch a bit inside for ball 1.
Yeah, Bartram was the last victim of the Packers pitching staff last night, struck out swinging to end the ball game. He's a local kid out of Novato, California, went to Novato High School, and now heading out to Stockton.
Targets 1-0, low and away. Well, we saw in the 8th inning, the Mudcats made some noise. They got the bases loaded with 2 outs, could not bring anybody home. Runners on first and second with 1 out, and a 2-0 count on Bartram. So they're down by 6, but they got to chip away 1 batter at a time, doing that so far. Targets 2-0 pitch. Swinging a chopper towards the middle. Campbell fielded that short. Only option is the first base. Makes the throw on the run for out number 2. Parker to third, Westburn to second, but Solano now down to their final out. It'll be down to the 9-hole center fielder, Rolando Ramos. 0 for 7 on the season, 0 for 3 in the ball game.
Yeah, Ramos kind of like Keegan O'Hearn with the pack. Two-way player, pitched last night. Wears a ninja headband.
Swings and misses at the first offering from Hargett. So Ramos behind in the count, 0-1. 2 gone in the top of the 9th inning with the pack on top, 7-1. Hargett, 0-1 offering to the plate. Outside, ball 1. 92 on the gun, hardest pitch of the now night here in Healdsburg. Straight up defense for the Prune Packers with Ramos up to bat from the right side. Hargett's 1-1. Swing and a miss. Blows a fastball by him at 91. And the fans aware that the Mudcats are down to their final strike here in the top of the 9th inning.
Let the standing ovation begin. I think Hargett goes fastball right back to it. It's the only thing he can beat Ramos with.
Time caller by the batter, Ramos. As some fans on their feet in this final PEL game of the season. Non-conference game tomorrow versus Athletic Edge to round out the 2025 season. Hargett set. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Hunter Hargett back to the fastball. Adrenaline pumping. Gets it up to 92. And there's the ball game. Prune Packers took the lead in the bottom of the first, and they never looked back to a 7-1 victory over the Solano Mudcats. They win their 35th game of the year, improved to 22-5 in conference play. They knew they were going to be the 1 seed, but Hugo, here we are at the end of the regular season, and the Packers once more on top.
Yeah, it's gone by way too fast, I should mention, but Packers, they dominated the CCL and left that league for better competition. Coming into this league, which they pretty much built, and this year was a year of competition that I had never seen, to be honest. In the 10 years watching this team, they have never played a tougher league schedule. Each team in the PEL brought power, they brought pitching dominance, and they had the Packers on their back leg at least in one game this year. But the Packers were resilient. They get 21 wins in league, close it out 21-5, and now big title game coming up next week.
Yeah, will it be the Potters? Will it be the Crabs? Probably by the time you go to bed, you might know the answer, depending on how the Potters play. We've had some difficulties finding that live score, but the Crabs are now tied with the Medford Rogues. Crabs need a win and some luck. Got to take care of business first against the Medford Rogues. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do it for one final time here in the regular season. Back here at Rec Park, 6 p.m. start. Coming into town, the Athletic Edge for a non-conference game. I'll be joined alongside Ryan Moffett, Hugo Traverso, and company for game 41 of the year. We hope we'll see you all again tomorrow. Picking up his second win of the game was Michael Quedence He improves to 2-0 and now a sub-3 ERA after he fired 4 shutout frames, including 7 strikeouts. Cameron Castore of the Mudcats falls to 2-4 with a 5.81 ERA. 2 innings of work, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, but that was enough to take the loss as the Pack struck for 2 in the bottom of the first, backed it up with 2 more in the fifth. So they had a 4-0 lead entering the 6th inning. Both teams would score 1 run to make it 5-1. And then in the bottom of the 8th, a just-in-case insurance blast by Cade Campbell put 2 more up on the board. And that was it. And as I've been talking, the Crabs score another run in the bottom of the 5th inning, according to our live stats. So the Crabs back on top. We'll hope some of you can follow that game if you love PEL baseball just as much as we do. But again, folks, we hope to see you back here on YouTube around 5:50 tomorrow afternoon for game 41 of the regular season.